Hey, guess what?
What?
I just saw on Facebook that if woman is on top during sex, she cannot get pregnant. I mean, how easy is that? I'm never going to use a condom.
I can tell you that that is totally false.
What do you mean that that's totally false?
The position doesn't matter. You can always get pregnant if you have sex without a proper birth control, even if it was your first time ever having sex. And even when using birth control, you have to understand the minimal risk of pregnancy starting because no contraception is 100% sure.
So, are you saying that if I did not want to get pregnant, I would have to live in a celibacy like forever?
Well, the celibacy is a sure way not to get pregnant. You are right on that. But there are many good ways to prevent an unwanted pregnancy that are like 99% sure when used correctly. What I meant was, when being sexually active despite the gender, people should keep in mind the possibility of pregnancy starting, so then they would have some kind of plan in that surprising situation.
Well, that makes sense. So, what would be the one kind of contraception that you would recommend for me then?
Well, there are many good options you can choose from, and it's very individual what is the right one for you. I'm sure you have heard about condom, which is a very good basic because it's easy to get and prevents pregnancy in 98% certainty when used correctly. Condom is like a latex sock that needs to be placed over the penis during sex so it blocks the sperm cells from entering birth canal. It also blocks mucosal contact, and for that reason, it's the only contraceptive method that can also prevent most of the STIs. There are many types and sizes of condoms, and one type of condom can be even placed inside the vagina. In case of allergy, there are also latex-free condoms.
Okay, so is it enough if the condom is being placed like just before the male orgasm?
No. To prevent a pregnancy, the condom has to be on its place during the whole intercourse because some sperm might be released even before the actual climax. For the same reason, pulling out before orgasm is not very effective way to prevent a pregnancy.
Is it true that there is also some hormonal options?
Yes, there are a few kinds of hormonal contraceptive methods. A contraceptive pill, a vaginal ring, and a contraceptive patch contain both estrogen and progestogen so that the hormonal activity would imitate the natural as well as possible. There are also some progestogen only methods like mini-pill, intrauterine device, also known as IUD, and contraceptive implant. All of these hormonal methods can only be bought by prescription.
Okay, but how on earth do they work?
Well, there are a few ways of how they work. Some of them will prevent the ovulation so that the ovary does not release an egg cell, and some of them make the endometrium in the uterus unpleasant place for a pregnancy to begin.
Okay, that's fascinating. I know that many of my friends use the contraceptive pill, but I have also heard about some morning after pill maybe, and I was wondering, is it the same thing?
No, those two are totally different things. The morning after pill is a tablet that contains a lot bigger amount of hormones. If some kind of accident happens, for example, a condom breaks during sex, you can take a morning after pill and it should keep the pregnancy from starting. You should take the morning after pill during the first couple of days after the unprotected intercourse. It's kind of expensive and it's not as effective as a real birth control, so Just like abortion, you shouldn't consider it as a contraceptive method.
I have heard that I can only get pregnant during the ovulation. So if I just did not have sex during those days, then I wouldn't have to use a contraception, right?
Well, that is kind of true. You only get pregnant around the time of the ovulation, but there's no way to know in very good certainty when that ovulation happens. You also have to remember that sperm cells can live in a female body for a couple of days after the ejaculation. I would only recommend this calendar method if it would not be a catastrophe to have a baby.
So I have a boyfriend now, and I mean, what if he doesn't want to use a condom? I have actually never had sex before, and I'm not on any pills or anything, but he does not know that. I would really like to be responsible, but I mean, I find it so awkward to even think about talking about these kinds of things with a boy.
It's very important to talk about these things with your partner since it's something that affects you both. If you don't feel ready to talk about this yet, you should really think about if you are ready to have sex. You know, there is no right time or age for that. You can also talk with a trustworthy adult or a healthcare professional about this. Sex is a natural thing, and there's nothing to be ashamed of wanting to be prepared and protected.